What's going on, everybody? So, the last few days I've been sick. I've had the flu. So, I've had a lot of time just to myself, alone, at home, laying in bed, scrolling through YouTube, scrolling through news articles, scrolling through all the information I can find about this case. And one thing that it keeps leading me back to is the crime scene was contaminated. So the fact that the crime scene was probably contaminated might give us a little bit of insight on why the police keep on holding back information or possibly even giving us outright lies instead of the truth. To think that they would lie to us really feels like it wouldn't help much. To think that they would withhold information, why they would do that, would be if somebody knows too much that they shouldn't know, right? Think about it. If somebody goes in, commits these crimes, leaves, comes back later, contaminates the crime scene, the police can't just go off the DNA evidence they find in the crime scene because that person has been there, has a reason to be there, has a reason for his DNA evidence to be all over the whole crime scene. So before we get started on this video, it's a short one, so I figured I could throw this in there. A lot of people have asked questions about my house. Is that really your house? You have such a beautiful home. That cabin is so nice. That's not my house. This is my house. This is my actual home. It's still a green screen. Still a green screen, but it's because I'm recording in the third bedroom of my home. I don't really need it anymore with the way I record my videos now. It's just the thing of I have to build a set behind me and move my stuff out and rearrange other stuff in this bedroom, so it might be a little while. Until then, I'm going to use the green screen. Remember, if you like these videos, if you like me, if you like my opinion, if you like to argue against my opinion, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Comment down below. Let's talk about it. If you think that you can change my mind, if you think your argument is good and goes against mine, or you can prove where my argument is faulty, awesome. Let's talk about it. I'm all for it. Engage with me. Talk to me. I respond. I'm not saying any particular person did it, but a lot of signs point back to one individual right now, and that could all be a big mistake, so do not go attacking somebody. This is not a time for vigilante justice, but it is time to look into things more. Try to figure out if we can find what the alibi is. What's the story? How did the other situations go? We know about phone calls. Did we ever get told that those phone calls were unanswered? Did we ever get told that there was no text messages back and forth? Was the phone calls being ignored but text being answered? Were text and phone calls being ignored? Was there a fight going on? Was there jealousy maybe because she was out on the town? Was there jealousy because he was out? Was there anger? I know that the family has said that they don't believe that he could ever do anything like this. But at the same time, we're not talking about her loving boyfriend. We're talking about an ex-boyfriend who's also connected to other people in the house. The layout of the crimes, the way things went, to our understanding so far, Ethan was the only one not in a bed. Where was he at? We're not sure. Maybe he was on the bedroom floor. Maybe he was in the kitchen. Maybe he was by the stairs. Maybe he was in the living room. We don't know. The coroner gave conflicting statements. First, she said that it was very reasonable to expect that all of them were sleeping at the time the murders took place. Then she says no, they weren't all in their beds. Which one is it? Why would you think he was sleeping if he was on the floor? That doesn't add up to me. Now, I know she may have misspoke, but even when she tried to clear it up, it didn't clear anything up for me. So my mind automatically shoots to this one suspect, and possibly somebody who's completely innocent and has nothing to do with this and is just heartbroken or horrified at what's went on and what happened. Maybe he lost a best friend and a girlfriend. Maybe his other friends are gone too. Maybe he's being accused of stuff just because of his hobbies. Coincidences only stack so high. So let's look into this. Possibly Ethan's best friend, an ex-boyfriend to one of the victims. One of the victims has got text messages to that person talking about how they need to fix things, how they need to work it out, asking him to come over. Two of the victims that were out at the bar go home in a hurry. When they get home, they start blowing his phone up. We don't know what happened in between those phone calls, whether there were text messages, whether he answered the phone at some point. We don't know those answers. But not very long after, They get murdered. Brutally murdered. But later that afternoon, when the other roommates wake up and come upstairs, they find Ethan first. That's very important. That's very, very important to the story. They saw Ethan first, and they panicked. Of course they panicked. This is their friend who's been dead for hours at this point, laying in the floor, bleeding out. They run out. They're panicked. They're scared. They try to call 911 before she faints. She faints. Another person grabs the phone and says, I don't know what happened. She just passed out after she called you. Then the other roommate is frantic and they can't make out what she's talking about. All they can get from her is that Ethan is hurt somehow. They start calling people and other people are stopping and coming by. This is a college campus. There are people walking by down the roads all the time in the afternoons on a college campus. It's going to be hard to be somewhere without people being outside. So if two people come running out of a house screaming and hollering, of course that's going to attract attention, right? Especially if one of them passes out while calling 911. A lot of people are going to want to come and see what's going on and see what's being said and see what happened, right? That's just human nature, curiosity. People are going to come up. When people come up, they know these people. They go to school with these people. They party together. They hang out together. So when they get there, they know who it is that they're talking about. They know that Ethan has a brother there, a twin brother, a triplet brother. They call him. He comes in. They call Ethan's best friend, who also happens to be a boyfriend of one of the other victims. Boyfriend or ex-boyfriend? Is it Jake or is it Jack? We don't know. If you're going to tell me that somebody's boyfriend and best friend came in, checked on their best friend, knowing their girlfriend lives in that house, but didn't go through the rest of the house to make sure their girlfriend was okay, then I'm going to tell you that they either already know she's not okay or they're not boyfriend material, now are they? Because if I go into a house that my girlfriend is supposed to be in and somebody's dead in the floor, I'm going straight for my girlfriend. I'm going to find her at all costs, whatever else. Screw my safety, screw the rest of it. I'm going to find her. I am not going to just go back outside and wait for the cops to get there and not know if my girlfriend is okay. That being said, that's absolutely terrible for a crime scene, for people to be walking around, especially the person that is best friends with one, dating the other, has motive, is an ex-boyfriend, is a hunter, possibly has the weapons to do the crime. His phone was called several times right before. We don't know what was going on. And then as soon as the investigation starts, the cops say, yeah, we're not really looking into him. Why? Like I said, coincidences only stack so high. So let's hope that it's not this person. But we can't just wave it off like there's no chance it's this person, no, can we? Does this not sound like something an ex-boyfriend would do? I mean, I'm not saying that it's normal, but I'm saying out of the times and out of the people and out of the motives to do something like this, if I gave you A, B, and C, and one of those answers was ex-boyfriend, one of them was random stranger, and one of them was a friend, which one would you believe did it first? Ex-boyfriend, right? Me too. Hopefully he has a good, clean alibi and that works out. He's on camera somewhere. His location is somewhere. Somehow he can prove that it wasn't him. But if he came in there that morning before police arrived and contaminated the crime scene, how could they ever prove that it was him? That's my fear. That's my worry. Remember, take all this with a grain of salt. This is not me telling you that this person did something. This is just me saying, what if he did? What if he did, and what if he came back to the crime scene in public, in front of everybody, before the cops got there and contaminated the crime scene? They've had rumors out that the police have DNA across all 4 victims. Well, if he came in, wouldn't he put his DNA across all 4 victims? Why not go back through and make sure that, hey, yeah, I was here, I was here, I was here. There's a reason for this to be here. There's a reason for that to be here. There's a reason for my DNA to be in every room of this house that a crime took place in. That's scary to me. Have a good one, guys. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel to see more. And we'll see you later.